Ever wondered why some people seem to have a knack for influencing others? The answer could lie in dark psychology. This intriguing branch of psychology is all about the subtle art of persuasion and influence, a game of chess played in the mind. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. These tactics, while fascinating, should not be used to manipulate others for selfish gains. Knowledge of these techniques can help you understand the dynamics of social interaction better, and even protect yourself from falling prey to them. Ready to unveil the secrets? Brace yourself as we count down the top 10 dark psychology tricks. At number 10 we have exaggerated gratitude. An unexpected thank you can go a long way. Now you might be wondering, how can a simple expression of gratitude influence someone's behavior? Well, the power lies in its unexpectedness and the exaggeration. When you express deep, heartfelt gratitude for something that might not normally warrant such a response, it tends to surprise people. They feel valued and appreciated, which in turn makes them more inclined to reciprocate the positivity. It's a subtle way of creating a positive rapport and can be incredibly influential in shaping people's perceptions of you. But keep in mind that authenticity is key here. So while you're dialing up the gratitude, make sure it comes from a genuine place. So the next time you feel like going the extra mile with your thank you, remember, it might just be your secret weapon. Silence is golden, and at number 9 it's also a powerful tool, the silence gambit. Now, this is where things get interesting. Picture this. You're in a conversation, and instead of filling in the pauses, you allow them to linger. It feels a bit awkward, doesn't it? That's because most of us are conditioned to avoid silence. We see it as a sign of discomfort or worse, disinterest. But in reality, silence can be a strategist's best friend. When we allow gaps in the conversation, it can make others feel compelled to fill the silence. And often, in their haste to do so, they may reveal more than they initially intended. It's an unspoken pressure, a psychological nudge, if you will, that provokes people to open up, to share, to spill the beans. This isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding human nature and using it to foster genuine, open communication. So the next time you're in a conversation and you're tempted to jump in, hold back, let the silence do its work. When in doubt, just stay silent and watch the magic happen. At number 8 we have the good student effect. Trust is a powerful tool when used correctly. Picture this: you're more likely to lend your trust and attention to someone who portrays themselves as a diligent student or a responsible individual. Right? It's a psychological phenomenon that's as old as time, and it's ingrained in our society. Why, you ask? Well, it's because we associate these good students with responsibility, reliability, and integrity. We believe they're less likely to deceive or mislead us, so we're more inclined to let our guards down and be influenced by them. It's a subtle yet potent strategy to sway perceptions and actions. It's crucial to use this tool ethically and responsibly. After all, trust once broken is hard to rebuild. So being a good student might be your ticket to influencing others. Coming in at number 7 is the foot in the door technique. Sometimes a small yes can lead to a bigger one. Now, what does that mean? Imagine this scenario. You ask someone to do a minor task for you, something that hardly takes any effort. They agree, of course. It's just a small thing after all. And then you follow it up with a slightly bigger request. Since they've already said yes once, they're more likely to agree again, even though the second request is more significant. This is the magic of the foot in the door technique. It's all about building momentum. The initial small agreement makes the person feel helpful, cooperative, and even invested. So when you bring in the bigger request, they're already primed to say yes. It's not about trickery or manipulation, but understanding human nature and how we make decisions. So remember this trick: whether you're aiming to influence behavior, negotiate effectively, or simply get a friend to help you move house, small steps can lead to significant changes. Next up, at number 6, we have the power of reciprocity. Giving a little can get you a lot. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, it's pretty simple. People are often more inclined to do something for you if you first do something for them. It's human nature. We feel a particular obligation to return favors, repay debts, and treat others as they've treated us. This principle of reciprocity guides much of our behavior, often subconsciously. It's a potent tool in persuasion and influence, and it's used everywhere, from business negotiations to everyday interpersonal interactions. But here's the key. Your first action doesn't have to be monumental. Even small acts of kindness can trigger a sense of indebtedness, prompting others to respond in kind. So remember, a little give and take can go a long way. Halfway through our countdown, we have the Benjamin Franklin effect at number 5. Sometimes asking for a favor can be more beneficial than doing one. This intriguing psychological trick reveals a paradox of human behavior. When we ask someone for a favor, an interesting thing happens. The person doing us the favor often ends up liking us more. Why does this happen, you ask? Well, it's all about cognitive dissonance. When they do us a favor, they resolve the dissonance by deciding that they must like us. Otherwise, why would they be helping us? It's a clever little mental gymnastics our minds play to keep our actions and beliefs in harmony. So, the next time you want to win someone over, consider asking for a favor instead of offering one. It seems counterintuitive, but it's a proven tactic that can help you build better relationships. So don't be shy about asking for a favor. It could work in your favor. At number 4, we have the door-in-the-face technique. A big no can lead to a small yes. In the world of persuasion, this trick is a real gem. Imagine this. You ask someone for a large favor which you're pretty sure they'll refuse. After they've turned you down, you follow up with a much smaller request. Now, compared to the initial larger favor, this smaller one seems like a walk in the park. More often than not, they'll agree to it. Why? Because they're trying to alleviate their guilt for denying your first request. It's a clever play on human psychology, exploiting our natural desire to be seen as cooperative and agreeable. But remember, don't abuse this technique. It's about understanding human behavior, not manipulating it to your advantage. And there lies the beauty of the door-in-the-face technique. It's not about forcing someone's hand, but guiding them towards a more manageable request. The next time you're faced with resistance, consider this. A rejection isn't always a dead end. Sometimes a rejection can be a step towards acceptance. Coming in at number 3, we have the scarcity principle. Limited availability can be a strong motivator. Now, I'm sure you've noticed this in action before. Picture this. You're scrolling through an online store and suddenly you see it. That little red tag that reads, "Only 2 left in stock." Suddenly your interest is piqued and you're more likely to make that purchase, right? This is the scarcity principle at work. The idea is simple, yet powerful. People are often more inclined to want something if they believe it's in short supply or available for a limited time. It's a psychological trick that plays on our fear of missing out. When we think we might lose out on something, we tend to value it more. The scarcity principle isn't limited to shopping scenarios, though. It's used in various fields, from marketing campaigns to social interactions. By creating a sense of urgency, you can encourage people to act quickly, whether buying a product, agreeing to a proposal, or even accepting an invitation. So, creating a sense of urgency could be your key to influence. Almost at the top, at number 2, we have the power of commitment. Consistency is key. Now, let's unravel the secret behind this magic trick. Humans are creatures of habit. We thrive on consistency and routine. This is where the power of commitment comes into play. When people make a commitment, they're more likely to stick to it because it aligns with their self-image. They want to be seen as trustworthy and reliable. Once a commitment is made, even a small one, it sets the stage for larger commitments. For instance, if someone agrees to help you with a minor task, they have committed to being helpful. Later, when you ask for a bigger favor, they're more likely to agree, as they've already identified themselves as helpers. But keep this in mind, it's not only about manipulation. It's about understanding human nature and leveraging it for mutual benefit. So the next time you wish for something to be done, remember to solicit a small commitment first. Commitment can be a powerful tool. And finally, at number 1, we have the halo effect. First impressions matter. This psychological trick is all about the power of a positive first impression. When someone makes a good initial impression on us, we tend to view their subsequent actions positively. This is because our brains are wired to categorize people quickly, and once we've put them in a good category, it's hard to shift them out of it. Think about it. When you meet someone friendly and warm, don't you find yourself more likely to overlook their small mistakes or quirks? That's the halo effect at work. It's a subconscious process that can significantly influence our judgment and decision-making. So, what's the takeaway? Always put your best foot forward. From how you present yourself to the words you choose, every interaction is an opportunity to create a positive impression. That first impression could influence more than you think. And that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 dark psychology tricks. From the surprising power of exaggerated gratitude to the influential silence gambit, these techniques are ubiquitous in our daily interactions. We've also explored the effectiveness of the good student effect, the foot in the door technique, and the compelling force of reciprocity. The Benjamin Franklin effect, door in the face technique, scarcity principle, power of commitment, and the halo effect complete our list. The goal isn't only to manipulate, but to understand these strategies to foster healthier, more conscious interactions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out our other videos for more intriguing insights. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and stay informed.